Welcome into this edition of Road Trippin. Allie Clifton, Channing Frye, Kendrick Perkins. Rich is off this week, dealing with an illness. Having said all of that,
got a freshie.
My
edge is getting thin now, brother.
He didn't Beijing is good enough.
No. Listen, you gotta go out. Hey, you got about 2 more haircuts, buddy. Gotta let that go.
Nah.
You gotta take that dog outside, man. Listen, hold his paw and give him the shot.
I love that Channing is sitting in his shitty basement, so he calls it. That was his name before you logged on, Perk.
Oh, yeah.
In a jean jacket. Okay, as Perk figures out his computer, Channing, why are you in a jean jacket before we catch up?
You know what? This is Amazon find. Shearling. It's 56 here, so not too cold. I got a t-shirt on underneath here. Listen, I've been watching Yellowstone and this new show. It is called Land something. Landman. Absolutely hilarious. Great show. It's like Yellowstone, but with oil. It's great.
Where are you at? I'll have to check that one out. I haven't yet, but where are you at in Yellowstone? Are you on?
I haven't watched any of this season.
Okay, so you haven't watched any of this season. So you're still like dialed in on the previous seasons?
Oh, yeah.
As in which season?
All the way up until this season. 1883, 1976, or 1956, whatever it is.
Okay. I just heard an interesting review about this season's Yellowstone. So I'm very
Last seasons are hit or miss. If nobody's recommending that season, then I'm just gonna say, okay, I like the show enough to not have to watch it.
Yeah, I agree. Well, we'll have to have a little Yellowstone club, if you will, like a book club.
Okay.
All right, Perk, are you back? 1, 2, 3.
I'm back. Is the signal back?
Yes.
I had to make a payment for my internet bill, but I'm good though. I made a payment. It's cool.
You had to put some coins into the thing and round it.
Okay, so your son was with you. First of all, how old is he?
He's 13.
Okay.
His name is Kingston. We call him Stone. He wasn't gonna let me leave him. Okay, that's the first thing. So he went. I'm like, oh yeah, you get a day with your dad. You get to get behind the scenes, all this, right? Now, he did an exceptional job of carrying himself like, you know what I'm saying, like a Perkins child, right? I was very proud of him. Here's the thing I have a problem with, okay?
Oh no.
I take you on the road. I take you, with me on the job. You get to watch the game. You get to eat all the snacks. You get to, you actually flew first class, okay? You flew first class. I bought you a first class ticket. We get there. Here's the problem that I have. Now, we see all of these, Hall of Famers, right? Like from, the Big O.
Mm-hmm.
Oliver Miller was there?
Nah, motherfucker. Oscar Robinson. Oscar Robinson.
Okay.
Ahmad Rashad, right? Like we seeing all these people there. And I'm like, hey, bro, you don't want to get a picture with them? Like, get a picture real quick. He's like, nah, I'm good. I'm like, bro, trust me. I'm telling you, you want to get a picture with Oscar Robinson. I'm just telling you this. He's like, nah, I'm good. So we watching the game, and on the Jumbotron, they show Glorilla, what's her name? Gorilla.
Yeah, Gorilla.
Yeah, they show Glow, okay? Gorilla, get him Glow, whatever, however you want to say it. He like, man, I gotta get a picture with her. I'm like, man,
yeah.
I'm like, ain't nowhere in here I could get you to get a picture with her. Cause one, I gotta be on set, which is outside in 30-degree weather, and we ain't gonna be able to catch her on the way out. And I'm damn sure not about to walk all down these stairs, go around on court side for you to get a picture. Fucked up his whole day. He had an attitude with me for like, I said, hey, bro, you good? Yeah, I'm solid. Oh, okay, cool.
Hey, Oscar, and fuck him. Glorilla. A man after his own heart. He's not playing no games. He's like,
what is it like for you guys as dads, just in general? Because Channing, I know you had that moment too with Hendricks when he came to Summer League with you.
Man, it's weird because I was a late bloomer when it came to being good at sports, and it came and gone pretty quickly.
You were good.
That was good. Good enough to play 14 years. So listen, look, hey, it is what it is. You're Gatorade Player of the Year.
Hey,
only
Channing,
lost one game in high school.
Channing,
Listen. I'm not going to talk about all that.
When we played against you, hey Channing, when we played against you and I had to match up with you, I ain't gonna lie. That morning of the shoot around, you did. If it was an hour-long shoot around, you did take up about 15 minutes of that shoot around because the scout.
Yes, that's a compliment. That's a compliment.
That is.
Hey, people who don't know, if you're in the scouting report and you get about 10, 15 minutes for your play specifically, that's a compliment. But anytime you get to take your son or daughter and see your job and see the behind the scenes, and luckily, I have boys who are coaches who let them go sit on the bench, who let them see the work that actually gets put in. It's not all this highlight film. It's not about that. Like, you got to get grimy to really make it in the league. And the summer league, I like going the last 3 days because those dudes are hungry. Those last 3 days, those dudes are getting off a plane and having to play 35 minutes, and they don't know the plays. They're just having to play good basketball. So for me, showing him that, having to walk around, treating him like a hooper, here, go be with the team. Go when they have shoot around, you go to shoot around. Like, you live like that, and then come back to the hotel. So for me, it's always been awesome. Now I have no expectations of what my son will be or won't be. He could damn sure make varsity. I know that. But after that, it's whatever, right? I just think he's starting to learn and love the game a way that was different than me, and it's better than me. And he's starting to see the game. Everyone in my family is starting to appreciate the process of how hard it is to be good. Like, I took my daughter to the gym at 6 a.m. this morning. She was wiping the eyes out of her. She told me, I said, hey, at the beginning of the year, what do you want to be? She said, I want to be the best player on my team. I said, you know what that entails? Write it down. And then every day you get a chance to go in the gym, we got to go in the gym. And she didn't complain. And it's obviously bonding, but it's also appreciation of how hard it is to do and become one of those 450 people. That was very long-winded, but yes.
I think it's
real.
Yeah.
It's real because people think, oh, I can go out there and shoot all these shots. No, the fuck you can't. No, you can't. I watch a high school game and these boys, I'm like, y'all allowed to do this now?
Yeah.
It's a 3-on-1. You're chucking a three, boy. Man, listen. And the coaches are so nice. Let me go on my rant. Aaron, let the coaches fucking coach. Let them coach your son or daughter. Parent coaches, I talk to them all the time. They're so afraid to coach because you're going to get a parent that's recording you. Don't talk to my son like that. Don't talk to a coach. One of the best coaches I ever had. I was bullshitting for a tournament. He told me, and I had to on the bench, take off the letters of my jersey so that my parents, he goes, you're embarrassing your family. They flew all the way out here to watch you, and you're playing like this. And it has nothing to do with scoring or rebounding. It's your effort and your energy and your emotional investment. So take it off so nobody knows who your parents are. Yo, he made me peel that bitch off one letter. But it changed my attitude. It changed my attitude. I got to E, and I said, man, fuck this. So I played with a half an E. I was fucking him up after that.
Anthony. I was going to say, there's some college kids that probably need to do that on both sides.
Dude, it's a gift. It is a gift. It's not, don't be entitled.
Yeah.
That's why, you know what? I like NIL because then you find the dudes that go, oh, I play basketball because I love it. No, you're playing to be famous and to get your money. And as soon as you're done getting your money, you're not making it to the league, buddy.
Yeah.
That's why they want to be in school 7 years. If you're a real hooper, you want to play against the best. You keep switching schools, trying to find the next easy check. Sorry, don't let me enjoy my beer.
Your jean jacket from Amazon. Great Amazon find. I love it. No, I thought that was really cool, Perk. I thought it was awesome. And to your point, I thought your son carried himself very well from what we could see, obviously. And for Stephen A to pull him up the way he did, I mean, I would be so shy as a kid. And he was.
Let me say this. People don't realize how talented Stephen A. Smith is, right? Stephen A. literally walks on set. Okay, he comes on set. I'm looking at the rundown. I'm looking at the topics that's about to be in the A block. I'm getting my thoughts together, knowing that it's a short period of time. All of a sudden, Stephen A. we got to fire this motherfucker up a little bit. And I'm like, well, what you mean? Change the the whole fucking segment of how the show is gonna be ran. Now I'm going down in the stands. Give me a microphone. I'm about to fire it up. I'm about to, and just like flips a script, hits a switch, and all of a sudden he just like, boom. And I'm like, how the fuck did you do that? Seriously, how did you do that? And I was just like, everybody be wondering, like, Stephen A, he's sitting out, he's waiting on this $100+ million contract. I'm like, that motherfucker talented.
Because I also think too that there's a level of understanding that what we do is not all serious and it's entertainment.
That point, Allie.
And you have to be engaging, whether you like him or not. There is a level to that. And again, I agree with you. There's a talent, there's a skill set that is involved in that. There's a desire, a want, an ability to just engage with it. And he does it so well. And that just even bringing your son up, it changes the dynamic and it changes the temperature of what you could dive into and be X's and O's. And I understand there's a level of that, right, to our shows and what we do. But let's not forget, we're here to entertain as well.
Yeah.
It's sports and entertainment.
Alex, Shannon, let me ask y'all this. Am I the only person still to this day, or y'all with me on this? I still practice in the mirror before I go on television. The night before, I still practice. Huh?
Hell no.
What?
No.
Have you ever, Channing?
No.
What?
My mom used to work at a news station. So when she was off air in Channel 12 in Phoenix, she would sit me down when I was like 11 and 12 and make me talk into a camera. So me talking in front of a camera don't really affect me at all.
Oh, so you've been
That's
like
the difference. I talk to people on, like, how I talk to you is how I talk to somebody at a bar, as somebody at a basketball game. Like, I have no off switch. But, like, do I get nervous certain times? Yes, because I got to think, whoever's watching, what am I trying to get my point across? And I also have a very stern rule. Even I'm very passionate about things. Like that game, the Lakers played shitty. I had to make sure I did not talk about AD or Bron or D'Lo or JJ as people, but as a team. So yes, I guess I kind of do. I will say that out loud to make sure it sounds correct that I'm talking about the player, not the person. That's what I talk to myself about.
Perk, you literally stand in front of the mirror?
Yeah. And listen, it's not because I'm nervous. I just feel like every day is an opportunity for you to get better at your craft, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like delivery is everything. How you engage with the audience is with everything. When are you going to look at the table that you're sitting with and interact with them to addressing the people that's the opposite camera on your left? I feel like all that matters, right? And on top of that, I only get 2 minutes.
Yeah.
To get what I need to get out. I already talk slow as hell. So imagine me trying to get all my shit in 2 minutes. It just
you need to come on over to Turner. You get all the minutes you want, buddy.
Well, you do it well, both of you do. So kudos. And it was fun to watch your son last night and then just hear the perspective from the both of you as dads. All right, let's dive in because there's a couple of things that I think we should address on this podcast. One being obviously the NBA Cup, a little react. We have the new All-Star game format. I know a couple of players have weighed in on that. And we're almost at the 30-game mark, which isn't it ironic that this is the episode Rich is not a part of? And
yep, knew it. They is who we thought he was. Exactly.
Let's recap the NBA Cup. The Milwaukee freaking Bucks, Giannis Antetokounmpo. I believe, did you say, Perk? Are the Bucks back? Are the Bucks real? Is this real?
Look, this is what I do believe, that Giannis Antetokounmpo is the best player in the world today, right now. That's what I do believe. Whether they're back or not, I don't want to overreact, and I also don't want to downplay the NBA Cup. Giannis, the Milwaukee Bucks, they wanted it more than the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, if the Oklahoma City Thunder and Milwaukee was to match up in a 7-game series, who am I picking? I'm picking the Thunder. I don't think they'll like that. Giannis had to have a triple-double, like damn near 30-point triple-double, like fucking 19 rebounds, 10 assists. You add Chet Holmgren into the equation, It's a different ball club. I just think they wanted it more. Giannis said it. He said something along the lines of losing is not an option.
Damn.
So that I was like, damn. And it made me think about that shit. I'm like, fuck. I picked OKC to win. I'm like, this motherfucker, he's hungry for real. He want this NBA cup.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I ask you a question, Perk? And Allie, too, you've watched enough basketball. Is that sustainable for him to have that losing is not an option attitude for 82 games? Right now, the intensity of that. So, yes, everyone wants to win. Yes, everyone wants to win. To put that much output every single, he is by far and away the most physically dominating player in the NBA. Every single game, he's fucking people up. Like, he is, if you guys actually watch him, he offensive fouls 8 to 12 times a game, and they're egregious. But the referees cannot call it because it would slow the game down even more. He makes you make a choice. It's your face or 2 points. He's gonna elbow the shit out of your face, or you gonna give him 2 points. When he does that big elbow like this, that's an offensive foul every time. And he has fucked so many people up that they're just like, nah, it ain't worth it today. But the question I'm asking you to is, can he sustain that intensity for 82 games? And the second part of that is, if he does, where does that move him? As he's already one of the greats. That's not even a question. He's already one of the greats. I have him top 20, but that's me. He's probably top 15. But where does that move him if he can sustain this level of elite physicality of like, I don't shoot no threes and I'm physically stronger than you and you ain't gonna do nothing about it. Big bully, big Debo mode.
I just want to say this about this question, Channing, and then you guys can take it from here. I think that it's unrealistic to expect that from anyone because the season is so long in terms of it's a make or miss league, right? Shots are going to fall, shots aren't going to fall. And in terms of like how that translates to results, but I don't think it's unrealistic to put that expectation or think that it can be sustained by Giannis Antetokounmpo from a mentality standpoint, because I feel like every time I watch that man play, he plays as if he hasn't won shit. He hasn't gotten anything, and that there's so much for him to accomplish. And it's like, oh, you kind of forget that he is a 2-time MVP, that he's a defensive player of the year, that he's an NBA champion, that he's a finals MVP. Like, you kind of forget that when you watch him play because he's as if he's never accomplished any of it. And I think there is something to sustaining a mentality like that. I just think that you guys know the season is so long and you're going to just have off nights where it may not just translate physically, but I think you're going to get that.
Allie, you don't have no choice. Hey, anybody who watches Naruto, this dude is Rock Lee. He don't have no magic powers.
Agree, but I just don't think it's realistic to answer your question.
Here's the thing. One, watching him live is different than watching him from at home on your TV screen. This motherfucker physique,
it was crazy.
Physical presence is like, damn. So I'm watching him on the floor last night. I'm like, he's making everyone look like little boys, right? But like just standing at the free throw line. On top of that, his assists, which he's averaging a career high right now, is the elevation I've been waiting to see, right? And I watched in the first half, in the first quarter, it was like towards the end of the first quarter, right in the middle of the second quarter, like the Oklahoma was sending a double at him. He wasn't forcing shit. He was kicking it out. Guys were knocking down shots. And then when he found his time to attack and he found those gaps, it was like just polarizing. Here's the thing about Giannis. Doc Rivers, people could talk shit about Doc Rivers. Some of the criticism he got is well-deserved, but he's unlocked a different version of Giannis Antetokounmpo. And Shannon, you asking me, do I think he can sustain this? I wouldn't say he's going to be 30-12 every night through an 82-game season, but on Giannis's worst night, a night that he's off, he's still going to get you 25 and 10.
I agree with that.
Where was I may have missed this. Where was Chris Middleton last night?
He was
sick.
Like ill? He's just ill or injured?
He was ill.
That shit was going around in Vegas, fucking people up.
Okay. So having said all of that, also too, he's such a big factor in that, right?
Yes, but Chris, I think, was that you, Perk, who told me the story about like Chris Middleton doesn't come back until he's 100%. So like even the fact that he's working his way through, the fact that Giannis is balling like this allows him to really come back at 100%. And mentally, they can maybe, hey, this game you're going to come off the bench and we're going to work you in. Now you have more time to practice. Now you have more time to get used to. It's not like they're where they were at the beginning of the year where we were crapping on them, where they're like, Chris, help us. They're like, hey, Chris, we're going to get you in here, but whatever we have now is rolling and you fit in, which is great for a player. Which is great for a player like Chris, because then you're like, oh, let's bring Chris off the bench 4 games for 2 weeks. And then all of a sudden, let's start him once we lose a game and get our rhythm. So I'm not 1,000% sold on Milwaukee, but Giannis in Milwaukee is a breath of fresh air after they were farting at the beginning of the year. It's a breeze right now. Because he is the opposite of everything everybody complains about. He's always healthy for the most part this year. He's a good dude, takes care of his body, is a great leader, physically dominant, doesn't shoot threes. Just there's no option for him. He's like almost has a caveman mentality. It's like, hey, Giannis, we need you to win. Okay, I go win. Me go win. It's like he just bullies everybody. Like it's crazy to watch, right? And then you talk about his physique. What the hell? Come on, brother. Like, what is he doing?
Yeah.
Nobody looks like that.
Nobody. A fucking action figure. Then
I saw him last year, dude. I saw him last year or the year for that at in Utah. Was that the?
Yeah.
I'm 7 foot. He stood next to me. I said, "Hey, yo, hold up.
Hang on a second. Hang on. Giannis is only 30 years old.
Yes.
Been in the league 12 years.
Giannis is only 30 years old?
30.
Yeah. So we got at least 5 more years of this.
Ooh.
Oh my God.
Y'all better get on them PEDs.
What? Well, having said all of this, one, I want to know the kind of element you're seeing with Dame. Obviously, it was just, I thought it was awesome to see last night. Just the way in which they celebrated, obviously the connection between Giannis and Dame, a lot being made of it. But the Milwaukee Bucks too are also, despite how great they've been, 13-3 in their last 16 now, 5th in the Eastern Conference, having gone 8-2 in their last 10. Like, where do you put them now?
I don't know. It's TBD. It's TBD. Here's why. The only 2 signature wins that they have this season happened in Vegas against the Hawks, who the Hawks been surprisingly beating a lot of good teams, great teams, and then they beat Oklahoma City. Those were 2 statement wins and 2 like wins that made them feel good inside. I was walking back from yesterday in the hallway and I saw Giannis and Dame like coming off the floor. They had their trophies. They was hugging. I'm like, oh, okay, they finally got it. They getting that chemistry together. Those times where Dame was talking about he was lonely last year and this, that, he ain't feeling that way right now. You know why? Because Giannis, the way that he performs on the floor, the way that he attacks his day-to-day job, he lets you know and make you realize that you're here to do one thing and one thing only, and that's to play the game of basketball. Right? Think about this for a second, Alex Shannon. Last year, Dame wanted to be well before he got traded to Milwaukee.
Miami.
He wanted to be on South Beach. You got the beautiful weather. You got all this shit going. But people forget, though, like, you could do all that shit in the offseason. You're there to hoop. Like, and going to Milwaukee with nothing to do is like no lifestyle outside of
They got good beer?
Huh?
They got good beer and cheese.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about all that shit. But look, all I'm saying
I wonder.
All I'm saying is that Giannis, like, he puts it back into a different type of perspective, right? I'm gonna give you an example real quick. Russell Westbrook. Y'all remember when Russell Westbrook used to knock down 15-footers consistently? When he was where? When he was where?
OKC.
When he was in OKC. OKC, it was nothing to do whatsoever. You couldn't have a nightlife. Shit shut down at 10 o'clock, right? You had 24-hour access to the gym. So Russell Westbrook was always in the gym because you're not going to just sit in the house all fucking night, even if you did have practice. You're like, fuck it.
Don't do my Midwest Milwaukee like this. Don't do my Midwest Milwaukee like this.
What you mean, Allie? What I done?
Allie?
Is that where you're going with
Milwaukee
Dame?
is not Toledo, Allie.
No,
it is Midwest through and through. There's plenty to do.
But what I'm saying is Dame, I think Dame got it. He's like, nah, man, fuck. I'm here in Milwaukee. I got this one championship, one finals MVP away, and Giannis Antetokounmpo from being the second greatest power forward of all time behind Tim Duncan. He might be already there, but I just like for him to be cemented, he need one more championship. Giannis do. So Dame is looking like, I got this fucking monster over here who's having a career year. Fuck it, we didn't get together this offseason. Fuck it if I ain't holler at him. He was doing his thing, I was doing my thing. This motherfucker ready to go. So Dame ready.
Okay, two things. One, Giannis is fourth of power forwards. He's fourth. He's fourth.
Behind.
Akeem Olajuwon, Dirk Nowitzki, Charles Barkley.
Akeem Olajuwon is not a power forward, but
he started his career as a power forward. I don't consider him a center. But anyway, yes.
I grew up Plus City. Okay?
Did you just put Giannis behind Charles Barkley?
I'm from Phoenix. Charles is always going to get a +1 on my book. I'm from Phoenix. Charles is going to get a +1. I know it's a hot take. I love Chuck. It's just my guy. Okay, I understand. I love my guy. Okay. Dude,
I don't know how the internet's going to respond to that, Jen.
You know what? I don't care. Listen, when Charles Barkley came out with the CB34s, I cried because my feet were too big. I couldn't get them. The air bubble was crazy.
Can we put a poll up, Giannis? Huh? Charles Barkley, can we put a poll up? We need a poll.
No, please don't. Please don't. Secondly, I had a talk while I interviewed Bobby Portis, and he said something that I thought that I didn't hear, or I know I didn't hear last year. I was like, Bobby, how did y'all get this chemistry and what is going on this year? He was like, we're going out to dinners more. We're hanging out more. We trust each other more. We're really kind of gelling as a team. And I think what happened was Dame is so used to being 1A that when he came, he kept battling Giannis for 1A, 1B. And I think what Dame has realized is he can be 1B and still be himself. He can take a step back in a way that makes the team better. Because situationally, Doc Rivers this year is putting him in the right situations at the end of games. Who has the ball 90% of the time? Most of the time is Dame, right? When there's that second quarter when Giannis goes out, it's Dame time. Fourth quarter, beginning, kind of the end, there's that Dame time unless Giannis is absolutely rolling. So I think this team, chemistry-wise, has really taken leaps and bounds. And then after they beat the Hawks, they asked, Giannis, what's the difference? And he was like, we're not playing hero ball. And I said on TV, listen, you can't play hero ball if you ain't a hero. So that's only two dudes on that team that had a real conversation about, like, we got to trust each other. This shit ain't going to work. And Giannis and Dame and the way Giannis is playing, Dame is balling this year. He had career year, like he had crazy stats last year, and he has crazy stats this year. It's just Giannis are so good. So if Dame can do this and they're that good, what's going to happen when they actually need Dame to step up? He's already in a rhythm. He already can do it. And so, we are hard on Milwaukee, but I also feel like they are finally living up to what it looks like on paper, which is hard for a lot of teams.
But they earned it. They started off 2-8. Like, we wasn't supposed to sit up here and be like, oh yeah, they're going to do it. No, fuck that. They started off 2-8. we were supposed to kill him. Dame and Giannis was on the floor. They had to figure the shit out. They starting to figure it out. 2 signature wins. Let's see what happens after that.
Everyone on that desk except Bob Myers last night for ESPN Countdown picked the Oklahoma City Thunder to win. Perk, which was you as well, and your son, I believe.
By 6.
What's your takeaway about the Thunder in that performance on a pretty big stage?
So my thing is, I was waiting on this moment, and I've been waiting on it all season long for Jalen Williams, J-Dub, to have a moment. Like when we talk about the Thunder, we're talking about SGA, rightfully so, because he's having moments. We was talking about Chet Holmgren, who, if he didn't get injured, probably would have been the second All-Star on this team. Isaiah Hartenstein, who's the top 10 center in the league. By the way, he might have the best floater I ever seen. Who the fuck shoots floaters from the fucking free throw line and he makes them motherfuckers? That's crazy. Well, look, I was waiting on J-Dub to take off. When SGA went out the game, I'm like, oh, okay, who the backup point? Oh, J-Dub, the primary ball handler. Oh, so it's his show. But he just never really took off. Like right now, he's averaging like 22 a game, which is cool. But I'm still waiting on that moment where it's like, damn, J-Dub dropped 50 today. Damn, J-Dub dropped, you know what I mean? And he just didn't have it. So SGA is not gonna have it every single night. By the way, what's the young fella name that was in the starting lineup for the Bucks?
Oh, Jackson.
That motherfucker buckled down a little bit on SGA last night.
He could defend his ass off. He is an elite athlete and a true athlete, not like just a bouncy guy. He can move his feet.
But look,
can I ask you a question?
To answer your question, I'm not jumping off the OKC train. Like I still believe that they're the biggest, like they're the best team in the Western Conference. I just think it was one of those moments where they ran into what you call them, a caveman.
Hey, listen, they ran in that caveman. He hit that motherfucker on there. Boop. Hey, listen, you got to really, back in the day when 2016, 17, I remember we had to have a team discussion about, and this was JR, Braun, Shump, Richard, myself, Tristan, Kevin. As 7 people had to have a conversation of like, Giannis is going to fuck you up, but we need you to take those charges, sacrifice your body to stop him. When he goes left and he spins, he going to cave your clavicle in. Now, this is the clavicle. This little thing right here, okay, for people who don't know.
The what?
The clavicle.
Clavicle. This.
That is your sternum.
What is your clavicle?
Your clavicle's up here.
Oh,
here.
The sternum.
And he thought he was so right.
I did too.
This is your sternum.
Yes, see, you didn't see this.
Or your clavicle. No.
It's sterneus. It's different. It's a technical term. You guys don't know it. But anyways, It took us as a team to buy into sacrificing your body. I thought OKC, one, wasn't willing to get hurt for this game. And you got to be willing to get hurt and take charges on Giannis. You got to be willing to get run over by that train early and often to try to take some of his aggressiveness away. And they're not physical enough. And here's a big question. We want J-Dub to be like Jaylen Brown. Now, Jaylen Brown is a star. Finals MVP, All-Star, right? Eastern Conference, MVP, whatever. Is J-Dub more of a CJ McCollum? Now, this is not a knock. Is J-Dub more of a CJ McCollum or is J-Dub more of a Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum with SGA?
I don't know because he just in his 3rd year.
Yeah, totally. Right? I'm just asking a question. I don't know.
I don't know. I think at 6'8", what he's 6'8", 6'9", 6'6". I think his ceiling is a lot higher than the CJ McCollum, right? Like, I think right now he's probably at 22 points a game, like 50 something, huh?
Yep,
Yeah, but CJ was averaging 22 too.
No,
I'm not knocking. I'm not saying CJ's not a really good player. I'm just saying, you know what I'm trying to say.
No,
is
I know what you're
CJ
saying.
was a B to an A, where Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are 1A, 1B at times.
But I'm waiting to see that damn, who, like, I need to see him trending on the internet for having one of those moments. I thought last night, with all the attention going on SGA, I thought he could have had one of those moments. Because it wasn't like Giannis was guarding him. It wasn't like, so if you had the kid Jackson on SGA, then that means somebody was, you had room to cook. You had room to get your shit off.
Shut that water off.
Oh, right.
It still just drives me nuts that last night's game, the championship game, does not count towards the regular season or stats. It drives me nuts as I'm trying to look up numbers. No, it's real. It needs to. Okay, let's transition. It was a fun NBA Cup. Again, I feel like the NBA, they've just nailed it. It was a great tournament. It seemed, Perk, at least from the outside, you were there, but it was a great turnout, a lot of energy. Vegas, what's not to love about being there in December watching NBA basketball? I did see a clip also going around from the championship game of how loud it was in the arena.
It was pretty loud. It was all right. It was.
That means it wasn't. It's Vegas, though. And Doc Rivers made a good point. What I heard Amazon's going to do next year is when they find out the final 4 teams, they're going to move this to like January so that teams and their fans have time to go to the game. Doc goes, nobody from Milwaukee knew we were going to be there, OKC, until 2 days ago. So how can they plan and trip? And it's the holidays. So
and they
I think
did
Amazon
that first year that it was the Lakers, LA, an hour flight.
That's an easy.
But it was sold out though. Like it was no seats available. But it wasn't like just like it wasn't loud.
Because they were just hoop fans versus the actual.
Yeah, they're fans. They're like
And OKC does make the game boring. Like the way that they defend. No, I'm serious. They'll make you turn your.
I know what you mean.
Like you'll be like, "What the fuck?" But it's like they're that sound, they're that disciplined defensively. Giannis was just so polarizing. So okay.
You guys were so mad at me when I put that on the text chain about the Houston OKC game and how boring it was.
It was boring. Oh, you're right.
It was boring.
Right. It was boring as fuck.
I mean, respect the defense, but damn.
That was early 90s basketball.
Yeah.
That was like less than 25 points a quarter.
That was like Charles Barkley being ahead of Giannis Antetokounmpo in the power forward conversation. Got it.
That was the worst take I've ever heard you say.
No, it's not. I love Charles.
Actually, Perk, I think the worst take is calling this the clavicle. 1A, 1B. Channing's got a vote.
We got to move on from that, Allie. Come on.
If you guys could take a magic 8-ball and rub it and predict the future, Jimmy Butler will end up where?
Miami.
Phoenix.
For who?
Jimmy Butler, if I had to predict anything, would end up in Phoenix. You know what I mean? He will end up in Phoenix. I'm telling you. Kevin Durant, from what I'm hearing, wants him there. They want Jimmy Butler in Phoenix.
For who?
For who else? It's show not the book.
Sean says they have a second round
Bradley
pick.
Beal? No, hell no.
What you mean, hell no?
Bradley Beal.
You have Tyler Hero. It's the same player, but older and more expensive. No.
Hey, look.
It doesn't do anything for your team.
Let me see. Let's hear Perk's take.
Look, the Heat are just. I've been asking this question all season long. Who are the Miami Heat? Who is Bam Adebayo? A guy that I expected to come into this season averaging 22 and probably 12. He's averaging 16 and 9, I believe it is. So it's a drop-off there. Are they title contenders right now? Absolutely not. Does Jimmy Butler want to be there? I don't believe so. Right? Do they want him there? They didn't give him a contract extension. Guess who do, though? The Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns. Shannon, I'm telling you, Allie, right now, the Phoenix Suns, they want Jimmy. and it's real mutual interest there.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'd like to fit in a Lamborghini. It ain't gonna happen, brother man. Because there's no way if I'm Miami, you're dumping Bradley Beal's contract on me. So now I'm hampered. How many first-round picks you adding with that? How many first-round picks?
You know what's crazy? This same rent that you're doing right now, Richard did it yesterday. And then when Richard finished his rent, Richard walked, and then he got information. He said, "Oh shit," you know.
It can work.
Yeah, so it can work. You know,
yeah. Listen, just because it can't work doesn't mean it won't. I'm telling you this right now. Hey, I will bet you this. Bet me a case of wine.
No. I bet you a case of wine. I bet you a case of wine, right? If you win, I'll get you 3 cases of wine. What equals up, Allie, to 3 cases of wine?
It's
that you think, you know what I'm saying, that'll suit me. You know what I mean?
I was either gonna say like a suit, a nice pair of kicks, like a luxury bag, one of those toiletry bags that y'all always walk in with.
3A, I got you. 3 cases of wine, right? I want 3 pairs of Jordans, okay?
Oh, what size of shoe do you wear?
Well, 16. I'll pick them. No, look, I'll pick them.
I'll pick them for you.
No,
you're going to have them mismatched Jordans.
You want to bet?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're betting right now. You heard it here.
Actually, seriously, we should. We really should. And we have until the trade deadline. Perk says he'll end in Phoenix. Channing says he's going to stay in Miami.
Okay, cool.
No. He's not going. I'm just betting he's not going to go to Phoenix.
No. That's not how this was.
Yeah, and that's not what you said. And if he's not going to Phoenix, where is he going?
It wasn't Perk takes Phoenix, you get the field. That's not how that works.
Oh, my bad. That's not how it works.
Where is he going?
He said he's staying in Miami.
What? Here's what's great. Okay. I'm going to throw this out there just because I'm crazy. New Orleans.
No fucking.
3-team trade to New Orleans.
For who?
Brandon Ingram and somebody else.
Stop.
Their money matches up. Their money matches up. And their money matches up.
Perk, you should take the bet because it's likely not going to happen.
That's not going to happen.
But there's more of a probability that he ends up in Phoenix. So you should probably take the bet.
We got a bet.
Are we betting?
Yeah, we got the bet already good.
Okay. And it's for New Orleans and Phoenix. Or just Miami?
You know what? I give him the field.
So lost.
No.
Give me the field. Give me the field.
I'm so confident. I give you the field. I'm going with you take the field, I take Phoenix. Cool?
Dude, there's no way. I'm not talking about Phoenix. Phoenix may want him. Miami, there's no way. Miami goes, Bradley Beal, yummy. No.
Hey, when 2 grown men disagree on something, the next word is bet. Now, you taking the field, and I take Phoenix, or what are you doing?
I'm taking the field.
Bet good.
Bet good.
All right. The new NBA All-Star format is
great. I think it's great. You get more games, quicker games. You can't really, if you don't want to play, you're going to be even more embarrassed. How many people are on the team? 7, 8?
Like, because there's 3 teams with 24, so 8.
Right. So you got 8 people. You're not drafting Jokic because he don't even want to play. So you're going to have a team of people who just don't want to play. And then you're going to have people who really want to hoop. And those people will play at the end. Jokic don't want to play. Luka don't want to play. Man, you know what? Give me Giannis. Give me, I don't know, Bron's a little too old, but like, give me somebody who want to hoop. Give me 5 of those dudes. We're going to win. That's $125K. That pays for the PJ.
Yeah, facts. So look, I haven't even like really looked at it. I want to see it happen first. All I will say is Adam Silver been getting it right when it comes down to the additions. The in-season tournament, I thought was a great idea. The play-in tournament, great idea. And I mean, we talking about, now he's changed up the format for the All-Star game. He didn't have no choice. He didn't have a choice, right? I saw KD, he had his comments, he didn't like it. Well, you didn't tell it to your peers.
AD had the same comments today.
Who?
AD.
Well, but
yeah, you know what? Be on the boo-boo team and you lose to some sophomores who want to hoop. Lose to some rookies and sophomores who want to hoop.
But look,
just lose and be done.
Okay, cool. But how did we get here?
Mm-hmm.
Since they don't like it, how did we get here? It's a reason shit change. Like, if you don't like it, go complain to your fucking peers. Complain to yourself for putting on, because both of them guys were in the All-Star game for not fucking competing. I'm serious. Like, if you go sit up here and be mad about the change or something, and you was part of the reason that this shit happened, you know what I'm saying? Don't take being an All-Star for granted.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree with you, though. I'm anxious to see how it will play out, and I want to see it. But just like anything else, the play-in tournament, NBA Cup, etc. All right, last topic. Dennis Schroder in Golden State is fill in the blank.
Fill in the blank. Let me take it a little bit further, Ali. I'm gonna add on, right?
God.
Is Golden State traded used cars and got back a Range Rover. They got back a Range Rover. They gave up nothing. Nothing. I'm not trying to knock the kid Melton, but he's injured.
Can't play this whole year.
I know, but guess what? Also, his contract expires after this year, right? So you give up a 1 second round pick to get 19 points a night and 7 assists, because that's Dennis Schroeder's numbers right now, and a dog that's gonna pick up 94 feet. A guy that you can rely on, a guy that's going to be available, a guy that's going to be a professional pest, a guy that loves to fucking win and compete. Dennis fucking Schroeder. And you got him for nothing. And you still got room to go out there and do more if you're Golden State. Because you didn't even give up all your assets. You still got Jonathan Kuminga. You still got Podziemski. You still got all these young guys. I'm just saying.
I know.
Because the reason I said it, Podziemski, the reason I said his name is because he's been playing horrible.
He gone.
Look, huh?
He gone.
Look, he's been playing horrible, but Steve Kerr still been praising him in the media. I'm like, Steve Kerr, motherfucker ain't stupid. You got to keep that trade value high.
Yeah. Good job. Hey, he like, thank you.
Right.
Hey, listen. Good job. Good. Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
But I'm saying they got so many assets still to go out there and make another move or 2 more moves. So shout out to the Warriors. Shout out to Mike Dunleavy. Big move.
Job's not done. Job's not done.
They did fall down to 8th.
They've been playing. First of all, that Dallas game was crazy.
2-8 in their last game.
Was spanking their ass every which way. Like, you know, hit your mama with the shopping cart in the back of her ankles. Whooped you in the car. Whooped you when you got home. Whooped you to sleep.
All right. Before we wrap this up, you each get a point that you want to make that we haven't discussed, talked about, that's on your mind, your heart, your soul when it comes to the NBA. You can praise, you can attack.
As much as I'm on social media, the thing is about the ratings, and I'm actually reading a book about the Roman Empire. Now, hear me out. The reason why the ratings, and this is how the league goes, we don't have a king we want to dethrone. It is human nature for us. There's always been a Steph or a Bron or, you know, the off-puts of a Kawhi or a Jokic or a Giannis. But it's always been Steph and Bron or Steph and, KD or Steph or LeBron and Kobe, Kobe and Tim Duncan. There's always been a king in the league. And this year we don't have a king. And that's why ratings are down. It's an off year for the league. But for people to say bad basketball is being played, yes, it's being played by the old dudes. Watch some of these young teams. They are playing their ass off. We need to watch them because real teams are being built. And those superstars are going to emerge. And those superstars are coming through these next couple of years. So stay tuned now because there are some teams that are going to be amazing for the next couple of years.
I like that take, Channing. Because I did what I did because it's so disheartening. I feel like every time you open up your apps, you open up social media, it's all about the negativity surrounding the NBA and ratings down.
And it's been some great basketball. I appreciate that. Real talk. Here's the thing. I got to bring a little drama, right? So it's been this beef going on for like the last, I would say 5 to 6 days. I don't know if y'all seen it, but it's Ryan Clark basically versus Pat McAfee and Aaron Rodgers, right?
I just read this today.
Huh?
I just read up on this today.
Oh, so you saw it?
What happened?
Oh, you catch it? So basically, in a brief summary, Aaron Rodgers went on Pat McAfee's show and he was just talking down and saying like people who had basically like lesser like careers than him, more or less careers than him, like their careers wasn't all that. Now they're a bigger star now that they're on television for their hot take. So he basically was like killing everybody that didn't have a quote unquote Hall of Fame career, but now is on television talking sports, right? So Ryan Clark comes back and he addressed the situation.
He felt the first way.
Like I'm talking about like the numbers on the house. I'm talking about like for the fact of like you're talking about the same person's show that you're on. He was a punter, a great punter, but now he's even more like exceptional as who he is in the TV space, talking about Pat McAfee, but he was addressing Aaron Rodgers. So he called Aaron Rodgers a fraud like 3 times.
Damn.
Yeah. He called him a fraud, and then he also was like, you're a Hall of Fame quarterback, great quarterback, one of the most talented quarterbacks, and then it stops there. No one is checking for you as a like leader of men and leaders and all this, right? So, boom, he go at him. Aaron Rodgers come back, him and Pat McAfee, they come back yesterday. They go back at RC. RC ain't backing down. I'm like, shout out to RC for standing his ground. Cause it's getting to the point now where it's starting to feel like a form of bullying that's coming from that area, right? Like Aaron Rodgers, like you've been playing horrible, bro. Like this ain't even my space, but y'all stink. The Jets stink. Y'all done fired everybody. Like people should be able to talk about you.
Yeah.
If you play bad, people should be able to criticize you, right?
Why do you take that personal? Don't take it personal. We're talking about the player. They don't get it.
So like Ryan is like, he came out with another video this morning. Like he is really like one deep. I don't need no support. I'm here. I'm ready to take it down by myself. I'm like, oh shit.
Damn.
Just put your vax status out, okay? I'm just kidding. It's a joke. It's a joke, but that's what Aaron said yesterday on Pat McAfee when I was reading and listening and catching up. No, it's a great point. It's a great point, Perk. I like that you kind of stepped outside of just basketball.
Basketball. I love it.
Yeah,
now it's on your network and it's real and yeah.
Go check it out, Channing.
I was going to say, you should probably pull it up. I'll send it to you. It's spicy. All right. You guys are wonderful. This was a great addition. Obviously, when Rich gets back next week, maybe we'll actually dive into evaluating teams and players at the 30-game mark. So
yeah.
we can have him stand on business.
Like I said, they are who we thought they were.
The bet is out there, though, for Jimmy Butler. So we'll keep an eye on that. And obviously, as you all know, follow us on social media and then go subscribe to our YouTube channel. We got you covered.
Jimmy Butler to Detroit.